All right, welcome. Happy Monday, guys. It's March 4th here today. Cruising on through the year, and here in Southern California, we're getting another dose of rain this week, which might stall some construction projects. It's supposed to rain Tuesday through Friday. But today's project I'm going to start talking about is not going to start for a while, potentially until next year, later this year, if it even happens at all. I'm hearing some rumors that, of course, Knott's Berry Farm is having its 100th anniversary next year in 2020. It came from a berry farm to a theme park in 1920, or went from a berry farm in 1920. 100 years later, still going now. It's very different, not as a berry farm, but a theme park. 100 years old, 2020, um, and it all started with its western roots. And this is what this expansion is going to be about. All about its western roots. Knott's Berry Farm's Ghost Town. The Ghost Town is encompasses what roughly more than almost half the park currently, and it's going to set a big expansion, potentially in the backstage areas, right by Ghost Rider. This expansion is taking away potentially three backstage buildings that currently house Halloween Horror Nights mazes. Um, Word is they want to keep the Horror Nights mazes in those same locations this year. So any expansion would start again. Any construction would start about 2020 or literally right after the Horror Nights season ends this year in 2019. The expansion right now is rumored to include a brand new coaster and a flat ride or two. No details on what the coaster will be or even who's designing it. It's in very early development with no one designer in the lead yet. So, but the details are very vague. The details in the flat ride are even vaguer or more vague, as there's just no idea of what's happening. All of this is in the very early development. So early it's just rumors and talk at this point. It could not happen, but again, it's Knott's 100th anniversary, and I believe personally, at least they want something more than a rethemed River Rapids ride for their 100th anniversary. Calico River Rapids opens this year, of course, and for them to do nothing for the 100th anniversary, besides maybe a parade or a celebration, would be very untheme park like. Really, think about it. Six Flags getting their 20th coaster. Disneyland celebrated their 60th anniversary. Disney World's getting a whole bunch of stuff for their 50th anniversary. For a 100th anniversary, I'm sure Knott's is going to do something, even if it's not in this exact place. Something, including a new coaster, probably will be happening. Details again are very vague on this new coaster, but I would like to give some thoughts on a coaster I would think would be perfect. I was watching Park Bros' video on what type of coaster should potentially come to Knott's, and apparently Aero Development is working on it, or has a new steeplechase coaster that is basically the soapbox racers, but a modern version. Soapbox racers is very popular back in a couple decades ago when it was at Knott's Berry Farm. And to have it back in a more modern, more reliable version would be awesome and amazing and a great homage to the early history of the park. Also, the it would be a racing Mobius light loop track, which would be pretty awesome. It's like basically like a Twisted Colossus and now West Coast Racers, but just on a more family-friendly scale for Knott's. Also, that's another point. I think, especially since Knott's just got hang time last year, I believe this new coaster to celebrate the 100th anniversary, because Knott's is all about, you know, it's not Cedar Point or Magic Mountain. Knott's is all about families. It's America's first theme park. It's all about bringing families together, making sure families have a great time and a great day, eating some food, riding some good rides. So I think this new coaster, if it does happen, should be more on the family side. It doesn't have to be a baby kiddie coaster, but it can be more of like a family thrill coaster type of way, like maybe like a no more than 130 foot tall coaster. Just because it's short doesn't mean, or does not tall, doesn't mean it can't have thrilling elements. Could be quite quick. 50 miles per hour is still considered a family coaster. Think about and then credit coaster that goes 55 miles per hour. That's more family, especially if you take away the inversion, the loop. Then it's definitely a family coaster. That's a high requirement, sure, but a lot of families and 10-year-olds I see on that thing, so it can still be thrilling, but definitely should be more of a family coaster. Also, the family coaster, can be marketed to families. It brings in more revenue for the park because then, instead of maybe 1 or 2 tickets being bought, it's potentially 4 or 5 tickets being bought, and that adds up. Those hundreds of dollars add up for the park, but more so than revenue, I believe a nice family coaster, even it could be like an almost something like Dragonflyer at Dollywood. It's an inverted family coaster. It's still thrilling. But it's only, 80 feet tall, but it has a nice drop and doesn't have any inversions, but still very thrilling coaster, the Dragonflyer, because the same model is in Europe in that theme park. I forgot which theme park. But it's still thrilling, but it's thrilling for families and also gets those young thrill seekers who may not be tall enough for bigger rides excited to get on the bigger rides and get their first taste on an actual coaster. So I hope that if Knott's does get a new coaster for the 2021 or the 100th anniversary in 2021, it is more family oriented, but not like super family, not kiddie family, but a family thrilling type of family. Comment below, guys. What do you guys think? What coaster would you like to see at Knott's Berry Farm for the 2020 or for the 100th anniversary in 2021? Comment below your ideas. Anything I didn't mention. Do you want it to be thrilling? Do you think there should be no coaster at all? Since they just got one, do you think it should be more of a family thing? And just what do you think about the ghost town being potentially expanded? Comment below your thoughts. I'll see you guys on Wednesday with yet another video. Be sure to check my Patreon and my WordPress for blogs in between these days, in between videos. Have a great day, guys.